housekeeping at the end of the meeting. Thank you, Abby. And so, really, today I just wanted to first start and follow up with last week. When we were going over the steps that I had shared and wanted to see where everyone was at with their staple story. I saw some of you, not all of you, post your staple story. And so I just want to see, and for some of you that weren't on the call last week, if you don't know what your staple story is, it's really the story of when body or partner or what have you has changed you, and sharing that and pinning it to the top of your feed. So, did anyone get a chance to identify or write down a staple story? I
I
see
pinned
nope.
something to my thing for you because you called me out yesterday.
Yeah, what'd you pin? I'm gonna go look.
I think it was like a call to action for moms, like looking for moms. But I need to do I still need to do like my Staples story,
Okay.
which I kind
Well,
of posted about today, but it's still a reel, so it's not really a post.
a reel is
So
fine. And the one
okay.
that we had used in as an example, she did a reel for hers, which is absolutely okay. And so it really is just something that when people go to your page, they can immediately tell that this is your story, this is how it changed your life, and this is how you can impact them and their lives. And so it is really important. And there's a lot of different things coming up about how social media is changing and what people are wanting and not wanting. And Holly Hillier even just shared today, and I'm going to pull it up, like the do's and don'ts of posting on social media. Let's see if I can find it. Um, Maybe not off the top of my head, but it really is due of posting and having people connect with you for more of really grasping, but sharing less of your story about your life and your fluff that people don't want to see that. So they really do want, maybe I'll find it and I'll share it with you guys. But so to lead off of last week, does anyone have any questions about the staple story or helping identify what yours is? If I hear crickets, then I expect to see everyone's staple story posted on your feed and tagged by the end of this week. I had challenged you last week, so the crickets mean that you're on top of it. And so for the start of today, I wanted, let's see, we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Perfect. There is 10 people on the call. So everybody gets a partner, and I'm just going to do it by the way my screen is shared. So, Corrine and Brittany, you guys are a pair for my screen. And then me and Morgan, and then Celia and Jesse, Haley and Megan, and Carla and Abby. So with your pair, go to their Instagram and do an audit of their Instagram. And I want you for the next like 5 minutes, it's 8:06, so till 8:10-ish. Look at their Instagram. First thoughts
Can we
of
share everybody's tags in the chat because
yes.
okay.
So yes, share your Instagram handle in the chat. And then for the next 10 minutes, go audit your partner's Instagram or Facebook or whichever one they want you to.
And Megan and Morgan, you guys are brand new, so don't feel like pressured right now because obviously you guys haven't done too much
Yes.
posting about things. Megan, you actually posted your coming out the other day, which is great.
I
So,
love that.
yes. So just hang in there.
Yeah, but I usually do Facebook, not Instagram.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to find you on Instagram the other day and I couldn't find you. But that's okay. You can use Facebook. You don't have to use Instagram.
So are you and Haley connected on Facebook?
No, I'm not connected with anybody because I just got this gig.
Okay.
Just joined.
So that's something of just being mindful and connecting. So maybe just adding Haley quick and doing that. But really, the goal of this audit is to look at their page. Can you immediately tell just first bio? Like what's in the bio? What draws you to your page? Do you have like who you're talking to? Staple stories pinned. Can you tell that they're selling something, sharing something? Or is it just like, yay, me, I'm on my fitness journey with my family? And yeah, taking kind of an honest feed of that. So I'm going to do my due diligence. And Morgan, did you post your Instagram handle in the chat? Awesome. Thank you. So, Megan, for your Facebook, is your Facebook like public so that everybody in the world can see your posts, or is your post like for just friends and family, or what does that look like?
So I do have an Instagram. I just created one like last week. So I sent out my tag. I just don't use it because I like Facebook better. But
Yeah,
my Facebook is only it's private, so only to my friends.
yeah. And so definitely keeping with, and they always talk about there's your warm market and your cold market. And so Facebook, regardless, is always your warm market. Those are people that know, like, and trust you. Those are your family and your friends. And so definitely pouring into that community and keeping that is huge and something that we always talk about. It is just something to be mindful of I did change some of my Facebook posts to being public, especially when it's reels and you're trying to reach more audience and more of your cold market, people that you don't know. And so those are things to be mindful of. And like Morgan, when I added you, your Instagram is private. And I get that there's a lot of private stuff, but when you're trying to reach a larger audience, if that's really your goal after you kind of exhaust your friends and your family and people in your close circle, having to loosen up a little bit and make some of those. And Megan, if you're just starting your Instagram from fresh, if it's solely going to be a fitness Instagram and that's okay for that to be public. But yeah, just being mindful that the more reach, the better. And for people to have more access to your information, to know that it is available, is important.
I think I'm gonna work on using my Instagram for that sole purpose.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you can share some of the Instagram posts over to your Facebook. And then so your close market can. And oh my gosh, Abby, this is what happens when I don't ask you to set a timer as we go 2 minutes over because I miss Chatty Cathy over here. So all right. So how was that for everybody? Those were my takeaways from my audits initially. What were some of everybody else's?
Jesse and I are kind of in the same boat. We kind of both haven't been on the fitness side of posting on Instagram a lot at all. She's been more with Kyler and celebrating all his wins, which is completely amazing because obviously it should be celebrated. I've just been quiet all around on Instagram. So I think we could both can like pivot back into resetting and everything.
Yeah, absolutely. And there was an amazing quote that I also wanted to share from the National Wake Up Call that I watched yesterday. And I wrote it down because it was significant. I posted it in my story today. That says, if you struggle with this journey, make your goal to disappear for a less amount of time. So if the last time you posted on Instagram was 6 months ago, that's fine. But now set a conscious intention of making that time shorter. That you're going to post and you're going to not post, you're going to keep posting for 3 months, and then maybe 2 months, and then 1 month, and then just a weekend, and then maybe scheduling in time and just making those times more intentionally shorter. So I really liked that, and I liked it in regards to like prioritizing this business. I also liked it for encouraging people on their fitness journey because people fall off all the time. Okay, just next time, fall off for a less amount of time and try to make that your goal. And even when I was like running back in the day, I would make my goals to walk less and to finish a race without walking or whatever. So it's just those baby steps. All right. What else did people see?
I agree with that. And thank you for dealing with my craziness this evening. But I feel as if when you are, it's almost like overwhelming if you think you have to change everything and start from scratch. So, like Becky just said, pick little tweaks, pick one thing you want to focus on and just start implementing that versus being like, oh my gosh, I stopped posting and now I just need to restart my whole business. And then you want to cry because it's overwhelming. So just pick one thing and be like, I'm gonna do this week. Um, so I looked at Carla's and I think I didn't look at everyone else's in depth, but hers is amazing and inspiring. And she always shares her transformation photos and she's sharing like, hey, this is working for me. But I think for like my, if I didn't know you, Carla, I wouldn't know that you had a business would be my biggest thing. You're doing great sharing your journey. You're inspirational. You share like your recipes and like your transformations, but I wouldn't know that I could necessarily join you with your bio or how you could help me. I can see that it's benefiting you and you're consistent and you're awesome, but I can't tell that I could do it with you. That would be my biggest takeaway. And I think a lot of us struggle with that as well. Switching that I to you, how I can serve you, how this can make you feel when it comes to the business side of things on social media.
Awesome. Thank you, Abby. Anyone else?
I haven't really posted in a couple weeks, but I think Corinne's nailed it. I love watching Corinne's stories and seeing her posts and stuff. So yeah, I do watch Corinne, I do watch your stuff on the daily. I love your children's wrestling matches on the daily. It is hilarious, but I think you have it nailed down, honestly.
And to
All right.
piggyback off Brittany, I mean, she shows up and shows life in chaos as a mom, like perfectly, and shows that you can still, do these things while having crazy kids in the background, crazy dog in the background. And I think she does a good job of like sharing nutrition. Now, I wouldn't necessarily know that you're like you don't have anything in your bio. So like that would be one thing, like to put just some little snippets in there. I always kind of go off what Abby, like I like her little bio. And like mine says like helping moms postpartum, like mom of two, serving others. And like you are in the healthcare field. So like you could put something like servicing, not servicing, that doesn't sound right, but like helping others. You're not a call girl. Sorry. But like, I don't know what you sorry. Um, yeah, not sure what you put there. Somebody help me here with the words. Mentoring others in the health field. Jeez
We
Louise.
will brainstorm Brittany's and whomever else's bios that
Don't
need
put
it.
servicing others. Doesn't sound right.
Yes. And it is something, and I will always say, a big thing that I got from that live event I went to is what we, it's not a business of just helping other people. And so really even getting down to how do you help them? What do you do? And making sure that people know that this is a business and what kind of pain point are you reaching? And so I did find the email from Holly Hillier of what's out and what's in for social media. What's out, she said, just sharing your life and really the yes, people need to know, like, and trust you, but what is in is sharing your expertise. So how do you know about this business and our products and all of that? And lean into how people can trust you. And something that I've been doing is how the business mentorship can help you with regardless of what business you have. Um, and what's out is just like following people and having them follow you back. And what's in is that people writing in the caption of like, follow for more, of telling people again, how can I serve you? So follow me and continue to see the crazy life and see all these tips and tricks and different engagement things. Um, and also not just posting the links in stories, but saying DM me for the link, connecting, having those conversations. And this is more about the algorithm of when you just put the link, it leads people off of Instagram. And so the site doesn't really like that. It doesn't like that people are then leaving their app. So staying connected within the app and then getting down to your niche, which is where we break down who we're talking to in the bio. And I know that just somehow we are in the middle of February already and leaning in to March. So, how are people feeling about our groups that we have? If we want to look at if anyone's thinking of starting a group in March, if the open groups that we have are going well, and just kind of throwing that out there.
So I just started a group yesterday. I always try to start one not like the first week of the month, just because you want to kind of be able to give yourself some time to send your invites, make those connections, and then but you want to have something to invite to. I think it's very hard in this business to invite somebody to join you if you're not doing anything, because they're going to be like, what are you inviting me to? Like work out with you or like eat healthy, like whatever. So, and I'm sure we're going to touch on like the four, I don't know if we're going to do those tonight, Becky, what you and Abby and I talked about, but I found it helpful to have like not just make it generalized to everybody, but like invite to, hey, I am going to work on eating more desserts this month. Who wants to join me? And then that's where Shakeology comes in, and you're going to make recipes with the Shakeology instead of drinking it as a shake. Um, but my group so far this month, like I keep adding people to it. And I mean, it's day 2, and I'm reaching out to old challengers that haven't done a group in like a year or two. And I'm like, send them my link. And I'm like, get in this now. And one of my customers was like, what is this? And I was like, it's my group. Jump in. You've been talking about you want to get your ass in gear. Your last text message to me is, I need to get my ass in gear. I said, here you go. Get in gear. So I'm just getting more like older people back involved, just trying to stay connected. But the groups are where it's at, and you don't have to use the app. You can do it on Facebook. You can do it in a messenger thread. You can do it in a text thread. Like it doesn't have to be just through body. So just keep that in mind too. Like if you're overwhelmed by the app, you don't want to have to come up with like daily posts and whatever, which we have content all for you, all made up for you. So you don't have to do any thinking, because Abby and I pay for it every month. But just try to help other people. Like that's basically what our job is, right, guys? So find a way. It doesn't have to be fancy. It can be as simple as like today I ran a meeting about healthy food swaps for my job. That was it. And I wasn't selling Beachbody. I tried to share a Beachbody video and it wouldn't work. But anyways, I was able to, like, people are going to come to you, they're watching, and just because they're not joining you, you might be making a difference. So you have to think about that in the long run, right? Like we're impacting lives without having to sell anything. So
I think a key in the groups is you have to be excited about it. So we have ongoing groups that you can invite people to. I don't know if yours is ever ongoing, Kareen, but I have an ongoing group you guys can invite people to where we have content. The one group on body, it's just like check in, cheer each other on. But I recently created a 90-day challenge focused on mindset and getting people started with mindset first and simple habits, which then incorporates the fitness and the nutrition. So I just kicked that off this week for like a prep week to try something new, because I was feeling bored and I was feeling like I needed to pour my heart into something else. So if something's like pulling you in a direction, make that group. Maybe it's, I don't know, maybe it's just a bunch of your friends together in a text group and you want to do a program with them. Awesome. Maybe you decide that you want to do a specific program, you invite people to that. I don't always do a specific program group because people have different needs, but just think of a name or think of a focus. Like you could be sharing dessert recipes with your protein, just something that's driving you, because I think our biggest struggle is maybe we're not inviting because we're not excited about it. So you want to be excited, you want to believe in it, you want to be a part of it. It's hard to invite to something that you don't even participate in yourself or create anything for. So I needed that kind of like reset. So I'm excited for my 90-day challenge. I know 90 days scares a lot of people, but I'm going to give it a try, and then I'll shift and pivot as I need to next month. But to that point, it's halfway through the month. So if you need time, like Kareen said, to kind of make a plan. And these are the 4 steps we were getting at. You're going to pick your own plan, what your group's going to look like, set the details, announce your offer, and share your own story through it. So right now you have about 2 weeks to kick off a March group. That should give you time to brainstorm what your group can look like, what you want to focus on, all the details. What day are you starting? What are you expecting from them? What do they need to get started? What are you going to call the group? And then time to invite as well. And I say just go with it. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be pretty. I wouldn't schedule out all your posts like for 90 days. Like, I don't even have my week 2 posts because I need to see how week 1 goes to then like adjust to it. I have topics that are broad. So don't hold up inviting and sharing and like letting people know what you're offering until your group is completed or all your posts are made. Just jump right in because you have 2 weeks to share this thing that you're excited about. And I think that's like I think that's good timing. That's normally how I do it. I don't know how you guys feel, but definitely get excited about what you're sharing and inviting to.
Awesome. I love all of it. And I am trying to promote, and we think 90 days is so crazy, but if anyone's doing Dig Deeper is 90 days. And I cannot believe I'm already, I don't know how many weeks through. I'm about to finish collection 2, which is 8 weeks. I know exactly how many weeks I'm in. I'm about to be 8 weeks in, which is so crazy. So it flies by, especially when you're loving it. So for this group promotion that I've been trying to do, I posted a transformation picture just from the Dig Deeper process thus far to hopefully hype people up and see the changes that are happening so people can say, oh my gosh, what you're doing. And then I can say, I have this 90-day group, but do it with me. And then adding some mindset in there. So for me, it would be a non negotiable to be dialing in the nutrition and then also to do the daily fire on every Monday. And so those are my group standards for doing the mind and the body at the same time. But yeah. All right. So we are at 8:29 and I am trying to stay on topic and on track just for everyone's evening tonight. And so I'm going to open it up. Do we have any additional things just for team call topics that we wanted to address? And then if not, I was thinking, Corrine, you could introduce your new ladies officially. And then Brittany, I know you had some things to share as well. So anything else for team call, Abby?
Do we want to discuss about going back and forth between the Slay Squad on opposing Tuesdays?
Okay, that is the housekeeping stuff. So are we
Okay.
just moving
My
into
bad.
that? Yeah.
My bad.
No, I think that's if that's where we are, then I think we can do that too. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's
Okay.
okay. So with all the changes and power hours and things on our like bigger overarching group with top leaders called Slay Squad. If you're not in it, ask one of us and we'll get you in. They're doing a call every Tuesday at the same time. It's every other Tuesday. So it used to be every Tuesday and then our call overlapped it. Now that it's every other Tuesday, we are brainstorming and we're going to try to do our call like this the Thursdays that they are not doing a call. And then we'll listen live on the weeks that they're doing a call on Slay Squad. Did I
To
say
clarify, I think Abby has pregnancy brain. So, so it's
very
Tuesday.
unclear? What did I say?
You said Thursday.
Honestly, I've never felt so tired in my entire life
Yes.
because we
So
just moved.
I know I can't even with all that you're doing. So
That
yes,
day that we are on today.
yes.
You can
And
say it, Becky.
Okay, to clarify, so Slay Squad is every other Tuesday. It's actually tonight, so we did not make this change tonight. So next week we will also be on this call, same time, our normal mini team call, 8 o'clock at night. But the Slay Squad larger group calls are every other Tuesday at 8 o'clock. And it's Eastern Standard Time. I don't know where some of you ladies are. So maybe someone else can help with the time exchange. But anyway, it's this same time. So next week we'll be here. Then the following week we will meet on Slay Squad, and then so on and so forth. And I think that will give the extra meat that we need to really elevate us and be in this larger group of people who are just putting in the work and getting things done. And then also for us to keep our call short, half hour, quaint, really stay connected with our team. I know that's important. So getting that good mesh. And then also, we were talking about, especially just with what everybody's got going on. Abby's about to have her second baby and on the move and everything. I just had an idea of doing a rotating schedule for who is facilitating this specific call. It's always kind of random on the whim of like, oh, I have this topic and what are we going to talk about? And putting the weight on one person. And I don't think that that's very fair for anybody, just truthfully. So starting a rotation of specifically who's facilitating and leading, and of course like today, like it just open discussions and people adding in, but having one facilitator that it's their time to solely be able to figure out what topic they're talking about, so it takes it off of Abby for handling the load. So I know I'm for sure going to be in the rotation. I think Corrine and Abby, any of you ladies are more than welcome to get in this rotation. The more people we have, the less times we actually have to do it recurring. And I think it's really good in the sense of you all are business owners, you all are building teams, you all are leaders. And so really stepping into that leadership role and not feeling like, your upline is a leader. No, you're a leader. You can do this. And the call is 30 minutes. So I think it would be great. And I would just say reach out to either Corrine, Abby, myself, if you think that being in that rotation would be good for you. And of course, we all will support you and help with topics and feed off each other and all that. So, with that, anything I missed there? All right, I don't think so.
I think that was perfect. And if you want to, like, if you have a little topic, we can help you make it like a 30-minute thing. Like, I'd rather you share something that's like, I think this could help people, but I don't know where to go with it. And just, we'll run with it together. Thank you. Corrine, do you want to introduce?
Okay. So we have Megan Bennett. She has been doing body for a few years now. She actually did sign up as a coach a few years back, probably like 2, Megan. But I don't know, we just didn't stick it out. But this time around, she's already helping. She's already helped 3 people. I think we're on our 3rd person. And she's like, her coming out post was great. She's doing Dig Deeper, so she loves lifting. I mean, she does like the hard programs. Megan, did you want to like give a little anything to share with the ladies?
Sorry, my phone was messing up. Yeah, so I tried this a couple of years ago, and I think just timing and everything wasn't right. But I've used Beachbody for, I don't know, 3 years, and I've always had great results. And I used to be a personal trainer and work at a gym. I'm a teacher, a full-time teacher, and I have a little one who's asleep right now. She's 3-year-old. But if you see some of my posts on Instagram, she's always doing workouts with me. I got her little dumbbells. So like I'm trying to incorporate her into it as well. But just trying to share my love of health and fitness to others, and so hopefully this time around will be good.
Thank you. And she's local to Cincinnati. And then Morgan used to be Kieran's teacher, and I had reached out to her about one of my groups, and she's been in all of them. I think she's done how many programs now? 4. You've done 3 or 4 programs now. And you can give a little bit about yourself if you would like.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I've been doing body since August, and I've been getting like really good results, and I love it. I love all like the recipes and Shakeology. So
Well, we're happy to have you. All right.
All right, Brittany, if you're ready.
Yes. So I just wanted to share with you guys, it'll be 2 weeks ago Thursday, I found out I have stage 1 kidney cancer. I started medication yesterday, and I had a biopsy done today, and I already have the results back. So it is for sure stage 1. It is very early. So thank God my urologist caught it when he did. The medicine that I'm on, two of the biggest side effects is like complete exhaustion and shortness of breath, and I got both of those this evening. So I'm really pushing through to stay on the call right now because I am just, my body's just totally exhausted. And on top of that, whatever virus my daughter had last week, it decided to hit me yesterday. So I will be on the medicine that I'm on has the minimal side effects, but it's on a higher dose, just basically to kill what's in the kidney and to keep it from spreading. So it's been a lot. We had to get rid of our dog because of my son is highly allergic, and because it can cause a chemical imbalance with my medicine. So 2 weeks ago when we had my dog at the vet, I had like a meltdown when we got home, and this was 2 days prior to me finding out I even had it. So we had to very quickly rehome our dog, deep clean our house. So I pretty much went into shock for like 2 weeks. I just got clearance today that I am able to work out more than just for 5 minutes a day. And not having that mental release of exercise has been really hard. But I will be on, I have to get another ultrasound in a month, and then in 3 months, and then in 6 months, and then a year. Just to make sure that with the black area that's bad goes back to like white again. So the medicine I'll be on, I have to take it once a day. It is very expensive, but thankful for the doctor I work for actually went through compliance and called our insurance, and he's paying for it, which costs like almost $1,500 a month. So I'll be on that for sure 6 months. They're thinking a year though, and then after a year they're going to switch me on to a lower dose of the same medicine to basically make sure it stays killed off, and then that's it. But they're hoping they don't have to do another biopsy, but surprisingly I was able to get the biopsy today, and they rushed it so that we could get the results today. But it's just been really hard because a big part of it is it can cause hallucinations and night terrors and all kinds of stuff. So sleeping has not been on my side. Um, it's been rough, but I'm hoping to start exercising tomorrow, depending on how I feel. The doctor said I am released, but he said, play it by ear and stuff like that. But it's been crazy. And then my son has strep throat. So he's been, got the whole shebang going on. So it's been, I would say this is probably the hardest thing I've ever been through. I told my husband, I said, can you go back overseas and can we relive that whole situation and take all this bad stuff away? But we're getting through it. I was just happy to find out that it was caught super early. My urologist looked at my ultrasound and then just told me, he goes, I just felt like I didn't look at something quite right. So if it wasn't meant for the fact that him second guessing himself, it wouldn't have been seen. And it could have been a lot worse. I'm just hoping that the medicine does what it needs to do so it doesn't spread. But yeah, so it's been super rough. So for those of you that see me on Instagram and stuff, I pretty much, if it wasn't for first thing, I wouldn't have been going to work every day, that's for sure. Because that stuff works. But my urologist said, he asked me, because I used to take Adderall. And he's like, you haven't been on it? And I said, no, I haven't been on it since June. And he said that that's good because he said it could have spread if I was on a controlled substance. So I was literally just a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago, I was going to be going to see my doctor to possibly get back on it as an as needed basis. And then the day before the appointment, I canceled it because I was out sick. So yeah, it's crazy how life will pour down rain and monsoon all over you, but it all happens for a reason. And let me tell you, I will never ever again take for granted being able to exercise, because when you don't have that mental release, it is so hard. So yeah, but I promised myself I wouldn't cry, but the emotions are still a little crazy because the medicine's working through me. So it's basically trying to shock my body back into sync of where it's supposed to be. So yeah.
You are amazing, and you are allowed to cry and feel all the feels. It would be strange if you weren't. And so, thank you for sharing that with all of us. And there is so much love and prayers and support here for you. And that's why I love this community. And I love that you even threw in through all of this the little infomercial for first thing and put that in there. So you're amazing, and I'm proud of you for showing up and being here tonight and continuing to keep moving through all of this. And yeah, let us know how we all can support you.
Just prayers, just to make sure it doesn't spread, because if it gets to a certain point, they just would operate to remove it versus having it go to a stage 2. Yeah, that's basically what it comes down to. They don't want it to get to a stage 2. Luckily, no, I can live with only one kidney. So I mean, hey. Yeah. But of course, it is the kidney that had the kidney stones in, so there's major scar tissue in there on top of it from my kidney stone surgery. So just trying to, let me tell y'all, mindset is everything. If y'all don't listen to mindset, start, because if it wasn't for that, I would be depressed and not being able to get out of bed. So yeah, and my kids know I'm sick, but they don't know what's going on. Eventually down the road, they'll know, but it's not something, I want them to go broadcasting. So, oh, my mom has cancer. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, we're just trying to do the best we can. And I'm just hoping that after a month of being on this medicine, I get some energy back, because no energy is no fun.
One
But
day
yeah.
at a time. Be kind to yourself.
Yes. Yeah. And then my son sees a retinal specialist. It's supposed to be a man, trying to get it moved up because he's constant exposure to animal dander is causing infections in his eye to the point where he only sees 20/50 in the one eye. So I found out I got my cancer diagnosis the day before that, and then I found out about causing the chemical imbalance like 2 days later. So we literally had a week and a half to rehome our dog, which unfortunately I had to act like my dog was a stray and had to take him to the pound. So I had to drop him off at my girlfriend's house, and she had to call the dog warden to come get him. So leaving my dog that we poured blood, sweat, and tears into for a whole year that we rescued was really hard as well. So yeah, but that's why I said mindset is everything. So yeah, I'm just trying to keep pushing through. But that's all I got.
You are amazing, and we love you, and thank you for sharing.
I agree. And we're all here for you. And I'm glad you have us to pour into. And there's going to be hard days, but we're here for you.
Thank you.
And
so yeah, if you guys don't see me
have...
exercising, just text me and tell me to at least do a 5, even if I'm not in the mood, because I need it.
All right. Well, I appreciate all of you for being on this call, and action of the week based on our audit. I want you guys to think about what's one change you can make in your business, one change you can make in your bio, in how you're sharing content, in your niche, like your market, who you're talking to, and then brainstorm. Do you want to start a new group with a new topic? What's your plan? What are you inviting people to? And honestly, I'd love to hear it all from you. So when I post the recording and you have your plan or your shift and you want us to go check out your profile, just drop it in the comments and we can hold each other accountable to it. And also, I saw Corinne's chat. So instead of doing Summit, because barely any of us could go, which is our annual event, we're going to try to plan a retreat at the house that I'm moving to in North Carolina. So I posted in Team Phoenix Facebook page, and we're going to keep breaking it down. But basically I put which month is best for you, June, July, August. And we're going to try to figure out what works best for people who are interested in going. But it's going to be all of us together, talking business, working out together, basically our own little summit. And I think it's going to be awesome. So if you're interested in doing that, make sure you click in the poll or put a comment down, and we'll try to narrow it down to a date. And it's just going to be a weekend. And we'll see what headcount we have. If families want to come, like, we'll figure it all out. But this was our executive decision, and I'm super excited. So we'll keep you posted on details for that as well. All right. I hope everyone has a good night, and I am very grateful for all of you. All right, see you guys.